that goes back to 1960. A reminder, you can follow your favorite team all season long at iTunes.com/NFL. We're underway in the second half. And it's Michael Spurlock with a big punt return to start off this game. And he's going to be in trouble here and buried at the 11-yard line. So the Redskins make a nice play on special teams. It's been a rarity for them this year. So, John, here we are. The Cowboys up by 8. They control their playoff destiny. The question is, second half lead. I don't know if that's a good thing for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, DeMarco Murray's at it again, averaging almost 8 yards per carry. Are they going to continue to give it to him? Or are they going to freeze him out? Keep giving it to him. I like the way Tony Romo's played. He's made a couple magnificent plays, only thrown it 9 times, but protecting the football. He's not losing the game. And I think the matchups are going to be there because they're running the football with effectiveness early.
Cowboys only had 18 plays in that first half. And they'll give it to Murray here, who breaks through. And DeMarco Murray with a gain of 10 and a first down. So out of the 8 plays, they handed to Murray 8 times in the first half. And now he's up to 72 yards already on the day.
Well, he's running well, and you got to credit that group up front. They've got a couple of outstanding young linemen, the cornerstones, and it starts in the middle with Frederick right there, 72, the left tackle, Tyron Smith. This group has been playing great football. You see Frederick up to the second level, DeMarco Murray doing the rest of the work.
And they'll feed it to him again. Murray, and upended by Josh Wilson, who laid the shoulder pads in, and a stop after a gain of 2. You know, it's amazing. This Cowboys team, this really looks like the sequel and then the next sequel. I mean, 2 years ago, they get to the NFC East Week 17 winner take all. They lose to the Giants. Last year, same thing. They come here, they lose to the Redskins. And it's certainly looking like the same thing. If the Cowboys win today, it really doesn't matter what the Eagles do. Next week's for all the marbles in the NFC East. On second down, it's Romo, and Romo is going to hit the fullback clutch, who fumbled the ball. And the Redskins have it. Josh Wilson was the guy. And he comes out firing it into the crowd. So they threw it to Tyler Klutz. And that kind of apropos for that play, wasn't it?
Well, Tony Romo checks it down to Klutz. He has not handled the football today, and it showed. Josh Wilson with a tremendous tackle to get the ball out, puts his helmet right on the football, and then he's going to grind to get that fumble. He comes up with it. Very good football play by Josh Wilson.
So that was clearly a catch and a fumble. That from Mike Pereira, just reviewing for us in L.A. But Josh Wilson made the nice tackle to start this second half. Now with the big play and the fumble on Klutz, and now the Redskins, who haven't been able to get in the end zone. They've been in the red zone twice, settled for a couple of field goals. Here, we'll start it out with a 1st and 10 on their own 33. Cousins will sling it to Darrell Young, who breaks a tackle but can't break free. He got tripped up there by Barry Church. And who knows, Young's been battling a hamstring injury for the last month. Maybe that was a factor too.
But give this Cowboys defense, much maligned Cowboys defense, record-setting in a bad way, Cowboys defense, some credit. Washington moved the ball. They had the ball the majority of that first half, but they kept them out of the end zone. That's the important thing. Monty Kiffin's defense keeping the Redskins out of the end zone.
White. What it is? Wake up.
2nd and 10. Cousins. 3-step drop. It's Garcon. Has had a monster game so far, and Pierre Garcon will get it down and move the sticks for Washington. Now one more catch, and Garcon ties Art Monk's record.
And Brandon Carr, the cornerback, he's getting eaten alive by Pierre Garcon right now, and Kirk Cousins would be wise to keep wearing that matchup out. Brandon Carr, a high-price free agent. He's struggling in coverage. You got to do more work at the line of scrimmage. Don't open the gate. Stay square. Get your hands on him. Carr's been struggling of late for these Cowboys.
Garcon's got 117 yards on 9 catches today. Movement along the line. It's Morris getting the carry. Morris with a big hole, and the flags fly. And Morris is inside the 15. And you would think this is on the Cowboys. DeMarcus Ware doesn't think so. Bill Levy and his crew talking it over. John, you were talking about this defense, and I'll finish after this.
Offside, a defensive tackle by the Dallas Cowboys. 5-yard penalty, still 1st and 5.
And they got that right to blow that dead because Ware got in the neutral zone. Williams reacted. They didn't give him the play. They blew it dead as well they should.
You look at Ware, but you're talking about this defense kind of doing the job today, holding their own. We were telling you how injured they were. Think about this from Monty Kiffin, what he's working with. They've had 18 different players play defensive line this year. 18.
And Jason Garrett says when you start calling your vets the guy that came here in week 4, you got a problem. And that's been much of the season, both in the entire front 7 for the Dallas Cowboys.
Now 1st and 5, and it's Morris. And Alfred Morris going to be close to a 1st down depending on the spot. Well, that's what happened last week. That was Green Bay. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns out of the break. The only time they didn't, they kneeled it down. It was the only time they didn't score.
An incredible patience by Mike McCarthy. Down 23, he goes to the run. And that's what was so bizarre about the game. They ran it. The Cowboys started throwing it. Didn't make any sense. And as a result, the Cowboys came up on the losing end.
2nd down and 1. Redskins go big formation. They go 1st down with Morris, who's still churning his way down to the 7. It's a 1st and goal for Washington.
I think Kyle Shanahan taking a cue from Mike McCarthy and the Green Bay Packers. They went in at halftime and said, let's hammer him with the run. You're going to see Chester, the guard, pull around on Bruce Carter. Alfred Morris finds the hole. Big yardage. Imposing their will up front is this offensive line. And Alfred Morris getting great yardage.
Morris up to 54 yards rushing on the day. 1st and goal. And more flags.
False start, illegal snap. Number 63, offense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
The 3rd penalty inside the 10-yard line.
I was just going to say, last time down in the red zone, 2 false start, illegal shift. And the penalties down in that red zone. It's hard to get down there. When you get down there, play clean football.
5th penalty of the day on Washington. They're right in the middle of the pack penalties in the league. But you can't do it, especially there. Been in the red zone twice. They've had to settle for field goals twice, and now they move it back. And they go empty backfield. Look at that bunch, John. And they're going to set it up to Morgan, getting some blocking, and Morgan gets inside the 10. Cowboys played it pretty well. J.J. Wilcox, rookie safety on the stop.
Typically you see the bunch in the NFL. It includes 3 players. This was quads. You got 4 players out here, 3 tight ends. So get it to Josh Morgan, an old punt returner, and let him do the rest. Nice design, but good tackling once again for this Dallas Cowboys defense.
Kind of expected to see Lane Johnson out there from the Eagles, and that looks like a Chip Kelly type formation. And
here it is
to
the other side. Now watch the one-on-one backside. They're going to give him some safety help.
And Dallas calls a timeout. Skandrick is trying to communicate with his teammates. There is some confusion, so at least Redskins made Dallas burn a timeout there. The fumble by Dallas. Can the Redskins capitalize? Trailing by 8, knocking on the door. We come back. Cowboys by 8. Redskins knocking on the door with this strange formation, John, again.
Watch for that one-on-one with Pierre Garçon.
2nd and goal. They go that way. Garçon in and out of the hands. You called it. And Garçon, who usually catches everything, couldn't haul it in.
And Brandon Carr, at some point during this game, he's going to have to step up because they're coming after him, and he does just that. Closes on the football, gets that left hand, that right hand in there, gets that ball out. Great throw by Cousins, though. You can't throw it any better.
Just got enough to get in there and distract it, and now a 3rd down and goal. Got Roy Halou in the game at back. And Tanner Moss in the slot. He's been quiet today. Had a big game last week. And again a penalty. This time the slot goes soon, and it's a touchdown. We'll see what the flag is, but it's a touchdown Washington for now.
offside. Number 54 defense. Penalties decline. Touchdown.
And so the Redskins capitalize on the Josh Wilson forced fumble and recovery to get within 2.
And the game plan for Washington thus far, throw it to 88. And that's a good game plan because he's having himself quite a day. He's had a terrific season. Again, they run traffic at Brandon Carr, creates some space for Garcon. Cousin puts it on the money. Touchdown, Redskins.
10 catches, 125 yards, and a touchdown for Pierre Garcon, who now has tied Art Monk for the all-time receptions leader in a single season for Washington. Redskins within a point in the 3rd. Pierre Garcon with the touchdown catch, his 10th today, 106 on the year, tying an all-time great, Art Monk, for the best single season in Redskins history. And there's still plenty more to do in this game as the Cowboys will kneel and started out on their own 20. Garcon has just had a day, 10 for 125, John.
They came out, they targeted Pierre Garcon, and he's had wide open space. He's had tight coverage. The common denominator, he's bringing the football in. He's saying, feed me. And Kirk Cousins gladly obliges.
Well, the Cowboys are up by points, but the Redskins have dominated the clock. They've moved the ball. The turnover changed the play there. Josh Wilson made it, forced the fumble, recovered it, led to the touchdown, and the Cowboys with the ball. Their lead cut to 1. Here come the Redskins. Romo slides by and he finds Des Bryant on the near side and falls forward for a Dallas first down, a gain of 11.
Clearly, Romo's greatest skill today has been the ability to work the pocket, finding the little seam, sliding to the left, sliding up, and keeping his eyes downfield and finding Des Bryant. Tony Romo very proficient at that and certainly has been today.
And the Cowboys, interesting here, John, that they go with an empty backfield and no DeMarco Murray. Murray 10 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown today. On 1st and 10, here's Cole Beasley's first catch. It's a good block from Des Bryant, and Beasley dives forward to pick up 9.
Bill Callahan right now, Washington loading the box, saying we're going to take DeMarco out. So what do? You get to a spread, you spread them out. Jason Garrett looking at the play sheet, and that's essentially a run play right there to Cole Beasley, but you can't get away from DeMarco Murray. They wisely bring him back in the game. Have to stay balanced.
Murray back in, gets the carry, and should have a yard to move the chains for Dallas. Let's see where the spot is. It's close. Still waiting on the signal, and it looks like that is indeed a first down. So a good yard for DeMarco Murray. Well, they just announced 3rd down. Meanwhile, the markers say first. That's a first. That's a first down. The chains are moved, so they announced the 3rd down and stayed in. The fans are getting up, but no, it's a 1st and 10. And Romo coming near side, intercepted D'Angelo Hall. Back-to-back turnovers on consecutive possessions for the Cowboys. And D'Angelo Hall has the interception, his 4th of the year.
Well, watch D'Angelo Hall. Eyes never leave Tony Romo. Brings his eyes back. Des Bryant goes down. That's a bad throw, though. Ill-advised throw. Throw it away. Tony Romo bit by the interception yet again.
The 43rd career pick for Hall, and the Redskins have it in Cowboy territory. After the interception from D'Angelo Hall, it's the Redskins in terrific field position with 1st and 10, trailing by a point here in the 3rd. And it's Alfred Morris who's going to get to the 45. Interesting developments on the Dallas sideline during commercial.
There's Des Bryant getting frustrated. His wide receiver coach, Derek Dooley. But This is the more poignant one. DeMarco Murray, I promise you, he's going up to his head coach saying, trust me, give me the ball. Don't do this again. Give me the ball. And they'd be wise to do just that.
Well, back-to-back possessions with turnovers to start the second half, and Murray's averaging 6.9 yards a carry. Cousins on the play action. Arm hit as he throws, doesn't matter. Garcon again, who's tearing up Brandon Carr. And now Pierre Garcon is in the record books, passing Art Monk all by his lonesome.
It starts with the play action fake that draws the linebackers up, clears the void, and Brandon Carr having a rough day at the office. Compliments of Pierre Garcon. Kirk Cousins smart, keep wearing it out. They can't stop it, wear it out.
Redskins down by 1. They got a 1st and 10 at the Dallas 26-yard line. There's Garcon in the slot. Play clock at 3. And they'll get it off with a fake, and he's looking for Garcon again, a little out in front. That time Skandrick had better coverage on Garcon. New Redskins record, 107 catches. He's got 11 this game, which is also a personal single game best. What a season. And then this. The Cowboys have been a good team with the turnovers this year. That's been one of their assets. But late second half, it's helped them blow some big leads this year. Here's Morris, breaks through the first couple of tackles. Alfred Morris, shoulder pads down, and he's near a 1st down.
When you're given the opportunity, you got to make the play. Wynn breaks in the backfield. Alfred Morris shoes him off, and Alfred Morris getting downhill.
And now a 3rd and 1 from the 17. They go to Morris again, no secret, and Morris right off the gut for a 1st down. No secret what the Redskins are doing, John. Here it comes. Stop it.
Well, the time of possession, they possessed it for 26 minutes now. Chris Chester going to pull to the left. Alfred Morris gets behind him. There's the seam. Run through tackles is what Alfred Morris does best.
And now it's Morris again up the middle. And Alfred Morris is inside the 5. Redskins can actually get a 1st down at the 1. And Morris now is 71 yards rushing.
And if a play's working, go ahead and repeat it. Watch Chris Chester. He's going to pull around. Same play they just ran. It's working. Stick to it. Just like throwing to Garcon earlier. Now they're starting to repeat the run plays as they're wearing this Cowboy defense out.
Garcon matched up against Carr. Bottom of your screen. On a 2nd down, it's Morris again. And Alfred Morris is in. Touchdown, Washington. It's almost like the Redskins are taking what should be the Cowboys script.
Running it right down their throat. Alfred Morris, this offensive line. The line of scrimmage starting to move in favor of the Washington Redskins. And Alfred Morris knocks it out of the park with a touchdown for the Redskins.
So the D'Angelo Hall interception. 2 turnovers for the Redskins, and they converted into 2 touchdowns for Morris' 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys have seen another second half lead go down the drain. It was a 14-6 Cowboys lead at the half. It's not a lead anymore. 2 turnovers, and the Redskins have converted them into 2 touchdowns. Alfred Morris scoring the latest to put Washington in front. And now the kickoff is deep by Forbath. Spurlock takes a knee. And the Redskins and D'Angelo Hall pretty fired up, trying to play spoiler today. And dejection of the Cowboys who find themselves trailing. Never be without football. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL to download it right now. The Redskins have converted 2 Cowboys second-half turnovers into 2 touchdowns. And now it's Romo to Bryant, incomplete. And just like last week, the Cowboys are going away from that running game, despite the fact that DeMarco Murray is averaging 6.9 yards a carry.
Unexplainable. I can't help you there. You know, you have to learn from past history. And I understand attacking defenses, but attack them with DeMarco Murray. That's been your most effective weapon. They're getting away from it again here today. And it's going to be their undoing unless they change it.
Starting to rain again here in Landover. Pretty clear for most of the second quarter. Raining again. Romo under duress airs it out, and Merriweather was the closest player. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews.
Kevin, when Alfred Morris ran in that touchdown, DeMarco Murray put his head down, shook his head, and said, okay, let's go. He then walked over to his offensive line, said something very passionately. He walked away. They all opened their eyes and looked around. It took him a while to get out on that field when Dallas's offense went out there. He was all business. They got to get this guy the ball.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, Morris he's been the bell cow here, and now in this second half, the Cowboys have passed it 6 times and only run it 3, and now a 3rd and 10. Redskins coming with pressure. Romo in trouble, and down he goes. It's Kerrigan.
Here's Ryan Kerrigan. He's going to stunt inside. Bernadou late to come out and get him. Romo can't do his magic this time. 3 straight passes for the Cowboys. Another 3 and out for the Washington Redskins defense.
8.5 sacks for Kerrigan, and now it's Jones punting from his own end zone. Terrific job by the Redskins D, and now it's Santana Moss, returnable punts. Moss has a seam, and a good return moves it out to the 48, and the Redskins have all the momentum right now. 17-yard return from Santana Moss. This January, a showdown between 2 of the most explosive offenses in the country. 13th ranked Oklahoma State squaring off against 8th ranked Missouri. AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic coverage. It'll begin on Friday, January 3rd, 7:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Injured Cowboy on the field right now after that punch. John, think about this. We said at the beginning, and we've said it throughout, Cowboys control their own destiny here. If they win the last 2, they're in. But how about the folks in Philadelphia right now? And these are the blown leads which have cost them to this point 4 losses. But if the Cowboys lose this game, Eagles play tonight against the Bears. The Eagles could win the division in a playoff spot tonight. It's huge.
It's unbelievable, and the Cowboys will have no one to blame but themselves. Look, the more I watch this team, I think even if they were to get in the playoffs, I don't think they're good enough to do much damage. The talent level, but then the play calling, the game management. Again, we're seeing history repeat itself. You got to learn from your mistakes, and what do? They come out in the second half pass happy, and it's bit them.
And now the Redskins with 2 third-quarter touchdowns with a good start at their own 48. And they go jumbo package from Morris again. And this time Morris with a short gain will get 2 to midfield. So, John, how is it that after last week when you blow a 23-point lead and you don't run the ball in the second half, that literally the same exact thing plays it out in this game, and the Cowboys are doing the same exact thing?
You know, sometimes I think you outsmart yourself and you say, you know, they think we're going to run, so we got to throw it. They're loading the box, so we got to throw it. No, you don't. Run it right through it. We're seeing the Washington Redskins with Alfred Morris do just that right now and wearing this Dallas defense out.
They fake to Morris, and Young bobbles. Incomplete.
Thing you really got to be concerned with if you're Jason Garrett, your defense has been out there for the majority of this game. The Redskins have possessed it 28 minutes to only 14 for the Dallas Cowboys. This defense is getting worn out. Where it affects you is on that run game, but also on third down, your pass rush. You don't have much in your legs when you've been out there the entire game.
And now a 3rd down and 8. Cowboys have not sacked Cousins today. As a matter of fact, the last 6 weeks, their pass rush has pretty much gone away. They want a flag, and they get it. Redskins may have moved. Oh, delay game.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's been a little bit of an issue. 6 penalties for Washington today. Kirk Cousins, 169 yards, 144 of them have gone to Pierre Garçon. So I don't know. Maybe look for number 88 on this particular play.
You might want to double him. Brandon Carr's not getting it done. You need to give him some extra attention.
There is Garçon at the top of your screen. There's Aldrick Robinson, their speed guy at the bottom. Pressure coming. Here's Moss, and a good tackle. And the ball comes flag. We get a flag. That's on J.J. Wilcox.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 27 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Scandrick makes a terrific tackle, but here comes J.J. Wilcox. Bill Levy and his crew all over it. That is not smart football. When you're fighting for a playoff job position, you've got to play smart. That's a cheap shot by J.J. Wilcox at the worst time. And here comes Alfred Morris and the Redskins to make them pay.
I mean, that wasn't even remotely close. Oh, and it's going bad. It's going bad. And now the Redskins trying to put the hammer down. They get a gift 1st down, and they go to the eye with Morris, and they give it to him. Alfred Morris. Just seems like he gets positive yards all the time. He gets 3 on that carry.
This offensive line, the surge is really starting to push in the direction of the Dallas team. They're going backwards. The offensive line imposing their will, and Alfred Morris and Ray Halou now take an example of it.
Cousins taking his time, plenty of time on a 2nd and 7. Morris again, and that time Morris, excuse me, that was Halou in that time, and George Selvey made a good tackle.
That's really what you have to have. The playmakers, the big playmakers, the DeMarcus Wares of the world. This is when your team needs you most. Your playoff hopes are on the line. Your best players got to play big. Right there, Selvey makes an outstanding play in the backfield.
And now another 3rd and long. Redskins not only leading and dominating yards, but the 2 turnovers have led to the 2 scores. Garçon in motion, now top of the screen. It's a 3rd and 9. Cousins over the middle to Paulson, but he's going to be shy of the 1st, but that at least will give him an opportunity to try a field goal. And indeed, they'll try that as Forbath will come on in. So the penalty will give Forbath the opportunity to try a field goal. Keep that in mind.
J.J. Wilcox trying to explain it. And look, I'm all for hustle, getting to the football, finishing runners, receivers off, but that was ill-advised, to say the least, by J.J. Wilcox.
Forbath will have a couple minutes to think about this field goal kick. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter from Landover. Jason Garrett trying to urge his team on. But we start the 4th quarter from Landover, and the Redskins trying to play spoiler. We'll start it out with a field goal attempt from Kai Forbath of 48 yards. He's only 2 of 4 from 40 and out. Low snap, and Forbath puts it through. And the really bad penalty on J.J. Wilcox leads to that field goal, which makes it a 2-score game for Washington. RG3, oh, Mike Shanahan's pretty pumped. 23-14 Washington. 17 points the 2nd half for the Redskins. They've capitalized on some bad Cowboys mistakes, and now it's a 2-score game after that Forbath 48-yard field goal. Cowboys have it. Early in the 4th, they'll start it on their own 20. And John, this is the story in this 2nd half.
It's been miscues, and it's been, to my disbelief, heavy on the pass once again. When DeMarco Murray's been effective, averaging 6.9 yards per carry. What is it? It's 3 runs and 7 passes in the 2nd half.
And meanwhile, Washington, which is a running team, but they've run it 12 times and passed 8 coming from behind. Now down 9. Can they afford to stick with the run?
They need to.
Well, they do here. It's Murray on first down. He's got a good gain out to the 25 and a gain of 5.
I mean, every time you're doing it, you're getting 5-6 yards of pop. Why not wear it out? Then that opens up the one-on-ones outside with Des Bryant. You've got to continue to have that balance to get yourself back in this game. That's not to say you can't throw. There's an opportune time to throw.
I almost wonder if now that it's starting to rain harder again, if that makes them run it a little bit. We'll see. Murray again, this time left. And this time he runs into a brick wall. Brian Orakpo, Perry Riley have the stop.
Brian Orakpo has really come on. 7 sacks in his past 6 games. Coming back from the pec injury last year. And Orakpo's health has allowed him to go play well. This is where he's a tear on 3rd down. Just making the tackle on that 2nd down play.
Jim Haslett told us you could see early on he wasn't hesitant and he didn't use his arm. He said he's on fire now. 7 sacks to last 6 games for Orakpo, and you can bet he's coming here on a 3rd and 4.
There's Orakpo up top.
Romo has protection, though. He can run it. Going to throw it instead, and it is a catch. What a catch by Terrence Williams in double coverage. And there's an injured Redskin. That's Orakpo, who we just spoke about.
Let's check Terrence Williams out in this catch. Sitting in the soft spot in the zone. There's no force out anymore, remember. Both feet down. Does that left foot get down? I think that's going to be an interesting one.
I thought he was down, but now this is a bigger issue with Orakpo down.
Pass for a 1st down.
First of all, credit Tyron Smith. He's been outstanding. One-on-one, and he's winning it. And you watch Tyron Smith come and finish Orakpo. And right away, it looks like he grabs for that groin. And that would be a big loss for these Washington Redskins.
That slippery turf, he didn't have the footing. Now let's see if he caught this both feet. All right, right.
Now the right one's clearly down.
Here's
Let's
a good
see if
angle,
that
John.
left one's down. Ball's controlled right now.
Yeah, it got in there. I think he controlled it the whole way, and I think
I'm just not. That
Right.
left foot might be up in the air. Is that enough to overturn it? Remember, catch on the field.
I thought on the other angle just before he fell out that left one hit. Watch this. Now initially it's very hard to tell. All right, he's got the ball here. Now the left is off. It's off. It's off. Watch the left here, John. There.
There, he drags it.
He's in.
Good call, Kevin.
And Orakpo is going to walk off gingerly. That's tough for him. He's had a solid year coming back from that injury. You saw him exchanging a little fist bump with London Fletcher. Talked about Fletcher. Said during the week, retiring. 99% sure he's retiring, John. Think about him. His final home game, the emotions. We met with him. He was terrific. And guy, free agent out of John Carroll, has never missed a game in 16 years. Rob Jackson comes on for Orakpo, number 50. And they give to Murray. So the Cowboys sticking with the run game here. And Murray gets it out near the 45.
Just another 6 yards. Get behind that center, Travis Frederick, the rookie from Wisconsin. Put your head down, find the seam in the zone, and fall forward. It's worked out very well. Another 6 yards on 1st down for DeMarco Murray.
There is still plenty of time here in this 4th quarter for the Cowboys to stay with this plan down 9. It's Murray again, and they are staying true to the run, and Murray fights forward before the Redskins pile him up. Perry Riley and Kerrigan, you know, John, you think about Fletcher, right? I mean, a guy coming out of a small school like he did, won a Super Bowl with the Rams, This is his 255th career game. And he's been here for an awful long time. 4-time Pro Bowler, signed here in '07.
Mike Shanahan says he's never coached a player better in preparation. His play clearly has fallen off this year, but what a career for Lemon Fletcher.
And now a 3rd and 1 for Tony Romo. Pressure up the middle, stays alive, fires a low throw, but it is caught. And Romo is hurt. Miles Austin makes the grab, but this is the picture right here.
Well, it's Rob Jackson who came in for a rack bow. It looks like he's got Romo dead to rights. He beats Tyron Smith, and the spin out again by Romo. But Romo clearly limping before the throw and then after. Very ginger. We'll see if he can continue to play.
Well, he's in there now, and he picks up a big 3rd down. And Romo can barely hand it off. Oh, he's in some pain.
He's struggling. It's Kyle Orton who's the backup. Tony Romo trying to gut it out, but clearly is bothered. Watch the lack of mobility by Tony Romo. Doing his best just to get the ball to DeMarco Murray, and doesn't want to put any weight on that right leg.
John, if he can't hand off, how can he drop back and throw?
Well, we'll see. And if I'm Jim Haslett, I'm bringing the heat right now.
Sure looks like they're going to do just that. Getting a pistol formation, they pitch it to Murray, who gets good blocks and then gets whacked at the 40 by Perry Riley. But a 4-yard game. You know, Romo's he's a tough player, man. He played through a fractured rib in San Francisco a couple years ago and won a game in overtime. I think sometimes people don't give him that moniker, but he's trying to gut it out here.
His toughness should never be questioned. And when you see this 3rd and 6, here's the crucial 3rd down. Tony Romo, he's hurting. Can he convert? Critical 3rd down conversion for Tony Romo. Showing pressure again up front.
Bryant against the blitz, and it's a Cowboy, Terrence Williams, who is stopped short. What a tackle by Josh Wilson. Now the immediate question. This is a long field goal over 50 yards. Do you go?
I don't think you hesitate. I think you go for it. It is a 2-score game, but you got to stay in the game. Excellent tackle by Josh Wilson, who's done so all day.
4th and 1. And Des Bryant's not even on the field. Cowboys go jumbo. And now a timeout as the Redskins did not have enough players on the field. Huge 4th down coming. When we come back, Redskins up by 9. Redskins call timeout. They only had 10 men on the line of scrimmage, and the Cowboys have 3 tight ends and an extra lineman in on 4th and 1.
Kevin, you want to go to the playoffs. These are the kind of plays you got to make.
And we get some movement. After all that, the Cowboys moved early.
False start. Number 68, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
It looked like Jason Garrett mouthed, go for it again. We'll see.
It's that right tackle dug free, and credit the Washington crowd. Loud as loud could be on that 4th down. Still not an excuse, and now the Redskins in a 4th and 6 situation.
What did Mike Shanahan say? You know it's the biggest game of the year when you play Dallas at home. And when you've got a team with 3 wins, it's your Super Bowl today. 4th and 6. Romo over the middle. He's got a 1st down. It's Cole Beasley. And the Cowboys convert big. Hall on the tackle, but Beasley picked up 20.
That's money by Tony Romo. He's hurting. Remember, limping badly prior to this snap, finds the spot in the pocket, works himself up, locates Beasley. That's big-time football by Tony Romo. You can criticize him when criticism is due, but give him praise when praise is due. That's big-time football by Tony Romo. Tough effort playing through the injury.
I mean, the Cowboys need points somewhere or the other, and it's Murray around left side. And they're going to mark him out, looks like around 15.
You see that big fourth down play, and then go to the next play, the handoff, and Tony Romo can barely, again, get the ball to DeMarco Murray. He's hurting. You've got to applaud the toughness by Tony Romo. He knows his team needs this, and he's fighting through it.
It's a 2nd and 4. Murray's over 100 yards, 18 for 101. From the 14. Romo's got all kinds of time, but he can't run right now, and he just throws it away. And now a late flag back from the Redskins secondary.
That's in the area of holding on the defense or illegal contact.
Prior to the pass, holding. Defense number 26. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It's on Josh Wilson, who's played a great second half, but that gives Dallas a first.
Josh Wilson in the slot. Here he is working against Beasley. And as the play extends, he's going to grab that right arm. Not a whole lot there, but that is indeed a hold.
Cowboys go 2 tight ends on your right. That was Miles Austin in motion. They'll give to DeMarco Murray, and Murray gets hit initially but tries to drive forward. Josh Wilson on the initial stop. Murray's going to pick up a couple yards.
I tell you what, Josh Wilson, Kevin, he just had the holding penalty. He is not afraid to stick his body in there against bigger players. You saw him take on the fullback Klutz earlier, forcing the fumble. You see the play selection for the Dallas Cowboys starting to run the football more on this series. Not a coincidence that they're moving the ball effectively.
No doubt, John. It's a 2nd and goal for Dallas. Des Bryant at the bottom of your screen. They go trips left, and it's Romo with time, checking down. Another great tackle by this Washington secondary. That time it was Merriweather.
That's an excellent play by Brandon Merriweather. Tony Romo tries to look Merriweather off. Looking to the left, can unload real quick, but boom, here comes Brandon Merriweather. That's closing on the football and finishing.
Cowboys hurrying it up. 14th play of the drive, 3rd and goal. Play clock at 4. Romo's got it going for Bryant, and it's a little high, in and out of the hands, incomplete. And I think you got to kick a field goal here.
It's the pressure in Romo's face by Barry Cofield that I believe makes that ball go high to Des Bryant. You're seeing Des, he had separation, but pressure right in his face. Watch Cofield right there, going to get his hand up, forces the high throw. And here comes the field goal. 2-score game. This is the wise call right here.
Yeah, you got to get this one first. You want a shot. 25-yarder for Dan Bailey. And Bailey, boy, he almost pushed that one right, but he sneaks it through, and the Cowboys did what they had to do, get on the board to make it a 1-score game. Set for a good finish here in Landover. Cowboys now down by. Aerial coverage provided today by Nationwide Insurance. It's been raining for half the day, and an enormous game for the Cowboys, who control their own playoff destiny. But if they lose today and the Eagles win tonight, the division's over and the Cowboys go home and the Eagles will go to the playoffs. So clearly it's a huge 6 minutes and change coming up for Dallas. As far as the playoff picture goes, Carolina over the Saints 10-6 in the 4th, and Carolina controls their destiny. If they win today and then win next week, they've got the division and probably the number 2 seed, John. So That's clearly enormous. New Orleans can clinch that home field bye in the division if they win today. And of course the Bears and Eagles tonight, so much on the line.
So much on the line for this defense. They need a stop. They need a stop now. 8 possessions the last 2 games, minus a kneel down. 8 scores for the Packers and Redskins offenses. Not a whole lot of stops.
On the play fake, Cousins and Garcon fell down. He wanted a trip, and there is no flag.
That's been their moneymaker. That matchup's been killing the Cowboys all day. Incidental contact, their feet get tangled up. Good no call.
Big day for Garcon into the Redskins record books, passing Art Monk for catches in a single season. It's Morris on the spin, and a short gain if anything. We'll give him 1, and now a 3rd down and long.
The Cowboys have done their job on the first 2 downs. Bruce Carter with a nice tackle, putting the Redskins in a 3rd and long. Can they make the stop right here?
And now a 3rd and 9. You got a team that's 3-11, trying to play spoiler here. See how aggressive Kirk Cousins gets. Nick Williams in the game. He's number 13. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Cousins fires. Aldrick Robinson. What a throw and catch, and Washington has a first.
Kirk Cousins, impressive once again. Standing in the pocket, standing tall, delivers a strike. Sterling Moore, the cornerback, you got to have tighter coverage than that. 3rd and 9. You can't give the space. You got to challenge the wide receivers. Aldrick Robinson, first down.
Cousins had 2 interceptions on routes like that last week, and he told us, now that I paid the result, I've got to make sure to throw it in front of those guys just like that. And a first down as clock continues to run. 4:40 and counting. It's Morris. And Morris, not much there on the right side of that line. 2 timeouts for each team remaining. Redskins by 6 as RG3 looks on.
Kevin, it comes down to making plays when your number's called. That last 3rd down, Sterling Moore, free agent, cornerback, up against Aldrick Robinson. Who's going to make the play? Sterling Moore wasn't anywhere close. These players have to step up. And here's that quad formation again for the Washington Redskins.
Garcon, top of your screen, matched up against Brandon Carr. Cousins looks to run it, and Ware drags him down across the 40. We've got a game break. Checking in with Joel Klatt. Joel, Saints win. They clinch the division in a first-round bye, so that will be a finish. 6:37 left in that game.
And Kevin, if I'm Monty Kiffin right here, I don't think you can go zone coverage. Kirk Cousins too good going through a progression. I believe you got to challenge him. Your season's on the line. You got to challenge him, and I would put a double on Pierre Garcon. That's been the moneymaker for the Redskins. I double him, and I tell DeMarcus Ware, please get after Kirk Cousins.
American Idol looking for the next superstar. Join Jennifer Lopez, Keith Urban, Harry Connick Jr., Ryan Seacrest. American Idol's most exciting season. It begins Wednesday, January 15th on Fox. And now a big 3rd down for this Cowboys defense. 4-man rush. Cousins unloads. Knocked away by Orlando Scandrick, and the Cowboys do their job.
Well, it wasn't the double, but it was a shift in coverage. Instead of Brandon Carr, Monty Kiffin puts Scandrick, who's had an outstanding game, and Scandrick says, let me have the number 1 more often. I'll make a play for you. That's what it takes. When the play's there to be made, make the play. Scandrick does it.
Now remember, Michael Spurlock, who's back to receive, returned an earlier punt 62 yards and a horrific punt by Sav Rocca. And Spurlock lets it roll. I can't believe he didn't go after that ball. Why didn't he go after that? There's no one there.
We've got rugby kicks, Aussie kicks. I don't know what you call that.
We've got an exciting finish. I know that. 3:39 to go. Redskins by 6. So now the Cowboys football. Down 6. 3:39 to go. And a timeout in their pocket to go along with a 2-minute warning. Aaron Andrews doctors telling us Tony Romo did not get any treatment, so I guess that limp has gone away. Has time here and throwing far sideline, and the catch is made by Terrence Williams. And now we say no catch. Incomplete.
See the ball go through his arms, touch the ground. Good call by the back judge, Keith Ferguson.
I want to tell you, John, too, we went to break, looked at the replay. I should apologize to Michael Spurlock. He really had no play on that very weird kick by Sam Rocca. And maybe Rocca was trying to get it away from an oncoming defender.
Here we go. Clutch situation for Tony Romo. Can he deliver for the Dallas Cowboys?
Des Bryant, D'Angelo Hall match up on the bottom of your screen. Blitz up the middle. It's picked up. Romo's got all kinds of time. He's got a connection and a first down to Williams, the rookie.
Great job by Romo. Again, buying time. Great protection. Terrence Williams, a savvy player for a rookie, comes back to the football. The thing I would say here, Kevin, you've got 3 minutes and 21 seconds left. You do not have to abandon the run game. Continue to have that balance to keep this Redskins defense off balance.
And remember, Brian Arakpo is not back in the game after injuring that groin. The big pass rusher not in there. All kinds of time for Romo, who is looking for Bryant. Nice tip away by D'Angelo Hall. This game is huge in the playoff battle in the NFC East.
D'Angelo Hall, we saw the interception earlier today. He's been really good. Des Bryant only 3 catches. D'Angelo Hall, a big reason why.
Again, reminder, Cowboys control their own playoff destiny, but if they lose, the Eagles can wrap up the division with a win tonight. There are the standings currently. Dallas won the first matchup with Philly. Romo looking around. Can he run around that leg? He's got a man open. It's Williams. He's got it. Can Williams make it to the end zone? No, but he's got the Cowboys down to the 21. He beat Josh Wilson. It's a 51-yard gain.
And it's been Romo's ability to extend plays, eyes downfield. I talked about the savvy for Terrence Williams, only a rookie. The attention to detail, knowing if Romo's extending the play, get yourself upfield. Romo finds him. Good hustle by Josh Wilson to get him down.
Now Dallas down 6. At the 21.
Plenty of time with 2:20 left on the clock.
Quick hitter to Bryant against Hall. Bryant sprinting inside. Still on his feet. Des Bryant. First and goal. Dallas.
This is the same play. The controversial one last week. Romo sees the loaded box. A run play is called. Instead, he runs the smoke to Des Bryant. It works out for him right there. One-on-one. D'Angelo Hall's been fantastic. Des Bryant gets the better of that matchup.
You know, it's not going to matter if they don't win, John, but Tony Romo's been pretty fantastic today, too. 16 of 26, 216 yards of the one bad pick, the terrific touchdown. That's not going to matter, though. They don't win this game.
Showing a lot of toughness, too, playing through that injury.
And we get a timeout on the field. That's on Washington. And so each team now with one timeout. Think about this if you're Romo. You have to be thinking back to last year, week 17 here in D.C. The winner would go to the playoffs. Cowboys were down 3. They had the ball with about 3.5 minutes left. And on the second play of their possession, this occurred.
And this was a blitz that London Fletcher told us Jim Haslett dialed up for that week. They had never seen it, had the Dallas Cowboys, because Haslett had never run it. It was a productive one for Haslett and the Redskins. Got 2 picks out of that same blitz and 3 sacks. Can Romo change the fortunes this time around? And Kevin, I think a long way towards that. You're in the red zone now. Use DeMarco Murray. Use that balance. Then if you get that one-on-one with Des Bryant, go ahead and use it, but do not go away from the run in the most critical of moments.
I mean, it's got to feel similar. Yeah, this is week 16, not quite the same, but with the playoff destiny on the line, monumental couple of plays here. 2:16 left. It's a 1st and goal. Des Bryant, bottom of your screen. They are going to run it to Murray, and Murray is going to be just shy. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Redskins up by 6, but the Cowboys on the doorstep. We come back. 108th meeting to this storied rivalry. Cowboys Redskins. DeMarco Murray just hit 20 carries, but the next foot is the one that matters. Murray does not get in. Redskins stack it up. Kedrick Golston was the guy who got there first, but a host of others, and now Cowboys will have another chance. And a timeout on the field. Did not see which team called it. It was the Redskins, so they're out of timeouts. Trying to save clock, John, if the Cowboys do get in.
And Kevin, if indeed they do get in, this could be the best thing that happened to the Cowboys not getting in there, because with this defense, you don't have a whole lot of trust that they can stop Kirk Cousins. Now the challenge is getting it in if you're DeMarco Murray and this Dallas Cowboys offense.
The irony of this is all the talk about running, which we've been talking about all game long. And now do you run it again after getting stopped on a 2nd and a footer trying to pass?
I think you got to run it. I'd run it right behind that center, Travis Frederick. He's been outstanding all year. Tyron Smith, that left side of the offensive line.
Here we go. 3rd and goal. Murray trying to stretch it out. He's going backwards, and he is buried for a huge loss. Perry Riley blew it up. And now a late flag. There's a helmet off. If Riley took his helmet off, that's a penalty. Let's see. It's a huge play.
It's Chris Baker, 92, who's got his helmet off.
Now, difference if it came off or if he physically took it off.
There is no foul for removing the helmet.
Oh, great call.
You see it right there. Chris Baker's helmet just fell off. If you're DeMarco Murray, you've got to just understand you're not getting in. Do not take a bigger loss. Instead, he runs backwards. And now it's 4th down on the 12-yard line. And the Cowboys season on the line.
And a 2nd and goal at the foot line. And now a 4th and season for Dallas. At least it could be, depending on what the Eagles do tonight.
You're the Cowboys now. You got to move on. I got to believe your best chance is Des Bryant one-on-one. His ability to go up and get the ball, just give him a chance. Not a whole lot of plays in the playbook for this situation. The Redskins will defend the goal line. That's your guy right there, Des Bryant. If not him, Jason Witten. But I would be looking at Des Bryant. The only problem is the Redskins know that as well.
Jim Haslett, as the Cowboys have called their final timeout right here. And so each team without a timeout left, but it comes down to this play for Dallas. A 4th and goal from the 10 after Murray went backwards.
You go back 2 plays and watch London Fletcher selling out in his 16th year. Going over the top. That was the 2nd down play. Here's the 3rd down play. They try to get sideways. The initial surge, D'Angelo Hall all over DeMarco Murray. Murray goes backwards. It creates the 4th and goal from the 12.
Jason Garrett, what play does he call here? Could be for his job. Fourth and goal. Time for Romo. Steps up, throws. Murray, he's in! Touchdown! We are tied.
Now tempers are flaring down on the field. There's a scrum going on. Getting ugly down there, but what a play by Tony Romo. And if you're the Cowboys, you've got to keep your poise. The extra point will win it. You can't be getting silly penalties here.
Hey, I don't know who this flag's going to be on, John, but if it's on Dallas, think what that does to the kickoff here.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody needs to get to the sidelines. If you're the Cowboys, the Redskins, obviously in disbelief, but what a play by Tony Romo, extending the play once again in the pocket. The chances of making this play are slim and none, but Tony Romo works the pocket, slides, eyes downfield, double pumps, finds Murray. Murray does the rest. Tony Romo's had a fantastic day, minus the one bad throw. And when it mattered most, Tony Romo delivered.
For a guy that clearly has had a lower body injury of some sort today, he's bought all kinds of time with his feet. But now, here's the deal. Still tied, the extra point is big, and this penalty call is enormous.
There were fouls on both teams. Personal foul, number 31, Washington. Personal foul, number 28, defense. Those fouls offset. We'll do the try.
For those of you who saw the Bengals take down the Vikings today, here the Cowboys on a 4th and goal come through with Romo to DeMarco Murray, and now an extra point away from taking the lead. This is so big. The Cowboys controlling their playoff destiny. If they can win today and next week, they're in. And they were down 9 points in this second half. But first, you got to get this one through to Dan Bailey. And Bailey just gets it through. My goodness. But he did get it through, and the Cowboys in front with 1:08 to go. No timeouts left for Washington, but they will have a chance.
Kevin, one more time on this 4th down conversion, because it was magnificent by Tony Romo. There's a pump fake at the end that holds the linebacker, Perry Riley. Riley's going to be right there, and watch as he escapes the pocket. He's going to pump to the back of the end zone. That holds Riley for a second, gives him the space with DeMarco Murray. Fantastic by Tony Romo, and Jason Garrett knows his defense isn't the best, and he's holding the celebration. Des Bryant, he likes winning as well, and what a play by Tony Romo. DeMarco Murray, resiliency when it looked like here we go again. They did something about it, and they got that man number 9 to thank for it.
You know, there's been a lot of discussion here today with us about Romo 4th quarter with big picks. He's also been great coming from behind. This would be his 20th comeback victory in the 4th quarter. He had 5 of them last year. This could be number 3 this year, but still so much time left. And all while hurt. Now Nick Williams has a chance to return it. There's a flag on the play as Williams breaks to the outside and is tackled at the 23. And let's see what the penalty is. So now Kirk Cousins.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 39 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Washington.
John, what we were talking about Romo, especially coming off the 23 blown lead last week, is this. Under 5 minutes left, close games. He had not fared well in December since 08. But coming from behind, he's been terrific.
Well, the only way to change the perception is to change the reality. He just went a long way towards doing that. Kudos to Tony Romo. Now you got to stop the Redskins.
No timeouts left, but they only need a field goal. Keep that in mind. Cousins on a 4-man rush to Halou, trying to get out of bounds, and he does in a short game. With 56 seconds to go. Redskins have a kicker in Kai Forbath, who's been erratic, and his career long is only 50 yards, so they've got a decent way to go.
You think about that last drive. Tony Romo, when it mattered most, 4 of 6, 93 yards, the touchdown on the 4th down. Incredible football. Now we'll see if Kirk Cousins can do the magic for the Redskins.
4-man rush. Cousins for Robinson, incomplete. Sterling Moore was on the coverage, 3rd down.
There was a miscommunication in the Dallas defense that left nobody in the middle of the field. No free safety, and it wasn't a blitz. That was a miscommunication, and the Cowboys are fortunate to have gotten by right there.
What about Cousins in his first home start? Replacing Robert Griffin III. Needs to pull some magic out of the hat here. 3rd and 6. Going far side for no one. Garcon over there, not even close, and now a 4th down with the game on the line.
Tony Romo produced when it was looking really bad for the Dallas Cowboys. Can Kirk Cousins now do it? And I'll tell you, if I'm Monty Kiffin, Jason Garrett, I put Skandrick on Garcon. Again, Carr's been worn out all day by him. Skandrick's had a fantastic game. I'd make that adjustment, and I'd give him some help.
Got to hurry up here. Play clock at 8. They've got no timeouts left.
There it is. Skandrick on Garcon.
Play clock at 2. Cousins going to air it out for no one. Looking for Moss. Incomplete. Cowboys will win this thing. And so for the team that blew a 23-point lead last week, overcoming a 9-point deficit and facing a 4th and goal, what a win this is for Dallas and Jason Garrett and Tony Romo. And now the Eagles play tonight against the Bears. Doesn't matter. That game really means nothing because next week Philly in Dallas for the NFC East title and the right to go to the playoffs. And for the 3rd year in a row, incredibly, Dallas would play final week against an NFC East opponent for a chance to either win the division or to go home. It's just unbelievable.
Kevin, Tony Romo, that man under center right there, he stepped up when his team needed it most. Outstanding performance by Tony Romo.
Cowboys went back to the run late. Tony Romo was terrific. And what a win for the Cowboys. They knock off their rivals, the Redskins, 24-23. We've got a big finish in Carolina. The Panthers and Saints. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Pam Oliver. Let's head to Carolina for bonus coverage on Fox. Cowboys win it here.